Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Flash Game Reviews, the series where I talk about Flash games and other web-based browser games. Today we will be taking a look at the lucrative sequel to the 2008 Flash game Run, titled Run 2. This game was first published on March 21st, 2011 by, again, player_03 on Kongregate.com, and is now available to play on numerous different websites. This game was one of my favorites back in elementary and middle school. We used to play it all the time on cool math games. So this is of course one of the most nostalgic Flash games for me. But does this sequel improve upon the original? Let's find out! On the title screen, you have the option to play as two characters, the runner, who controls the same as the character from the first game, and the skater, who is faster and jumps farther, but is more difficult to control. Also on the title screen, there are control options, the option to mute the sound, edit mode, and the credits. Infinite mode has been cut, likely because of the new, more three-dimensional looking levels. Simply click one of the characters and the game will start. Again, there is no storyline. Just like in Run 1, you automatically move forward and only need to use the left and right arrow keys to move side to side and the spacebar to jump, but you can change these to whatever you like in the control options. Instead of tunnels with some tiles taken out, the levels in the sequel are fully 3D and are now a series of platforms in space. Levels also now have names, which makes every level more distinct from each other and a bit more memorable. You can also now press the R key to restart a level quickly, which is very useful if you miss a bonus. To continue to the next level, you have to reach the end without falling off. If you do fall off, you'll have to restart the level you are on. Of course, you'll have to utilize the unique gravity mechanic introduced in the first game to win, but this time, some sides of platforms are darker in color. You cannot catch on to these darker, narrow sides of platforms. The game even tells you this. The graphics are a lot better than Run 1, since the levels now take place on fully 3D blocks and platforms. When in a level, you can open the pause menu by clicking the pause button or pressing the P key. Here, you can adjust the frame rate and graphics quality, as well as the game's speed, returning from the first game. In this game, however, intense speed is not considered a separate save file, so the speed options are now there only if you want a challenge. In terms of sound, there are still no sound effects, and only one music track, a remix of the space theme from the first game. I like them both equally, but again, since it is the only song, it may get old quickly. The skater and runner actually have completely different levels, which is really cool. They both have 25 main levels and 6 bonus levels, making 62 in total, more than the adventure mode of the first game. Each level has a collectible to find in the form of a yellow dot called a bonus. Every 5 bonuses you collect, a bonus level is unlocked. Bonus levels are also different for the runner and skater. Pretty much all of this game's replay value comes from collecting the bonuses and completing the bonus levels, which also have bonuses. When you collect a bonus, you have to reach the end of the level for it to count, so it's a pretty good challenge to get all the bonuses. It never gets as difficult as Intense Speed in Run 1 though. On the level select screen there's a button that says Stuck, that leads you to a full walkthrough of the game on YouTube, uploaded by player_03 himself. This video actually has over 1 million views, so I guess a lot of people used this feature. The walkthrough is actually pretty helpful for finding the bonuses, so if you're struggling with those, check it out! The bonus levels themselves are cool rewards, but what happens when you 100% the game? Well, you get a pretty great message congratulating you, but at the bottom of the message you may be able to see that you have unlocked a new hidden feature. How do you use this feature? Well, simply start a game and open the pause menu, and then click on the question mark, and you will switch characters. You can now play as the skater in the runner's levels, and the runner in the skater's levels. But that's not all, you also unlock a feature that completely breaks the game, the double jump. The double jump is activated by pressing the spacebar again in mid-air, and gives you more choice when choosing the path to complete a level. This is probably one of the best completion bonuses I've ever seen in a Flash game. It allows for a lot of entertaining and unique ways to complete the game's stages. Oh yeah, and there's also a level editor in this game. It's definitely more complicated than the edit mode in this game's predecessor because of how this game's levels are fully 3D. There are even options not used in the main game, like bouncy tiles and speed boost tiles. Again, in the Kongregate version, you can easily upload your creations and play other user stages. But on other websites, you'll be stuck just using level codes, and some versions, like the one on Cool Math Games, which is the first one that appears when you search Run 2 on Google, don't even have edit mode. But either way, this editor has more options than Run 1's, and it's not really that hard to learn, so it's a neat feature. So, that's Run 2. It's a great sequel. It has better graphics, more entertaining replay value, an actual reward for completing everything, and 2 unique characters to play as with different levels to play through. It's not that long either, so it's easy to just pick up and play. Again, I've provided a link in the description to play the Congregate version, which is the version I played. If you have any suggestions for a Flash game you want me to talk about, feel free to leave a comment. With that said, join me in the next video when I take a break from the Run series to talk about another Flash game that is very nostalgic to me. I won't reveal what it is, but stay tuned. So till next time, bye.